Hi guys. I hope that your weekend was good. Happy Monday. My Mondays are always happy Mondays because Monday's my day off from work, from mommying, from everything. Mondays are my day to rest, to relax, to meditate, take a nap, read a good book, whatever I want to do is what I do on Mondays, and I try my hardest. Mom life is something that's 24/7, so I still have to do that if duty calls, but from the time the kids are dropped off in the morning to the time I have to pick them up, I have this space that I just don't do any mommying. Mondays are not house cleaning days. Mondays are not any kind of work days. As much as I can help it, Mondays are my day off, and I do that because I know that I need it. And so today, for Monday, for Motivational Monday, for Mindfulness Monday, I wanted to talk about rest. And it is a subject that for some of us with anxiety is a little bit of a touchy one. I have found in conversation with others, people get defensive about it because, I'll use myself as an example. I don't like being talked to like my time is not important, or like because I don't have a steady 9 to 5 in a cubicle job that I sit at home all day eating bonbons with no worries at all, because that's not accurate. And I'm a person, and my time is as valuable as yours. And I think that that's something that a lot of times I project onto people who are not even, that's not what they're saying when they talk to me, but that's what I hear. And I think that that's similar for other people with anxiety. They think that if they slow down, or if they are perceived or seen slowing down, then they will be perceived as lazy, or like they don't use their time wisely, or they're not contributing. And that's so not true. And I think it can also be something challenging for people with anxiety because the busyness keeps us from feeling the anxiety. We don't feel anxious when we're constantly go, go, go. We work and we volunteer and we do kid things and mom things, and it keeps us from feeling the fears. It keeps us from having the thoughts. The time when the anxiety comes is usually the quiet time, the still time, so we avoid stillness. Some of us do. It's something that I have gotten a hold on in the past couple of years. I have learned to be still. I used to not be able to nap during the daytime because I would wake up in a full-on panic every time. And that's been many, many years, not just since the terror and the things that have happened in the last couple of years, but even in my 20s when I lived in Florida, totally different situation than what I have now. If I took a nap in the middle of the day and woke up and it was getting dark outside, so like it's evening or it's transitioning into nighttime, I would freak out. And it's still not something that I totally understand or know why. That's just what happened. So I couldn't nap during the day. I tried to stay busy all the time. I tried to, I'd work out or go find something to do. If I wasn't working on that day, I always had to keep busy and keep my hands busy and not sit down, because when I sat down and when I was still and quiet, that's when the anxiety came. So I think that is a great argument. It's probably the best argument for being still, to be still, because the busyness is not curing the anxiety. The busyness is just sort of holding back the inevitable. And it's not so much a dam as it is just a soft barrier that eventually that anxiety is going to break through. It's going to bust that down, and it's going to overwhelm you, and you won't know what to do about it. And it's better, in my opinion, to take rest, to learn how to sit with yourself, to see what that feels like, to get familiar with the things that work for you in those moments, than to just put it off. You're just delaying the inevitable. If you just the kind of person like I was that just stays busy all the time to keep from feeling anxious in that moment, you never really deal with the things that are causing the anxiety. So it's still there. And eventually, like in my case, it's gonna just burst out onto the scene, and you won't have any idea what to do because you haven't practiced what to do. You haven't learned about yourself. You haven't tried to sit still and be quiet and see how that feels, or you haven't investigated in yourself the things that are making you feel so scared. What are your triggers? What are your traumas? What are things that need to be dealt with or healed, or even going to therapy or doing meditation, on? What are things that need to be worked on and healed so that the anxiety eventually stops? Not so that I'm not having to think about it in this moment right now, but so that it actually will be healed. So I'm a big fan of rest. I'm a big fan of quiet. And I'm grateful that I had time and years and months to learn about myself and to be quiet. And, I was sort of forced to figure this out because I didn't want it to take over my life, and I didn't want it to take my life. And it was hard, and it's not easy to sit down when you can't sit still. It's not easy to look at really ugly things from your past and, things that happened to you and decisions that you made, and look at those and be really real with yourself about what they are so that you can heal. That stuff's not easy, but it's worth it. It's worth it, because if you can get through all of that, then you can have Mondays off like what I have right now, and so much better. Your quality of life is so much better, but you can have a Monday like what I have right now. It's gray and gross outside, and I'm about to take a nap as soon as I get done with this video. I just wanted to talk about, to encourage you to rest, to encourage you to take quiet time, and to not feel bad about, other people are going to judge you for something. If people judge me for taking naps, that's cool. I don't really care. I think that everybody should take naps. I think that everybody should invest in self-care. I think that different things work for different people. And if this is what works for me and keeps me at my best and helps me to be a good mommy and helps me to be a good wife and a balanced human, just individually, then this is what I'm going to do. And I don't apologize for that. And I don't think that you should apologize for whatever it is that you have to do for yourself, as far as rest. I know that I had other thoughts with this, and I tend to go down a street and then I forget what the other ones were. The biggest one was that, rest seems to be something that's difficult for all of us who have anxiety, because anxiety is so keyed up and jittery and high energy. And rest is the opposite of that. It's calm, it's stillness, it's quiet. It's so important. It is integral to your mental health to take time out just for yourself and to be quiet and to sit with yourself and not have the TV on and not have the radio on and not even be watching me on YouTube, although I love that you do that, and just be still and learn how to be still. And I think that that's a major component in healing. It's a major component if you look forward to, like I did, a life without anxiety, not just learning how to cope with it and not look like you have it when you're in a public place, but how to actually heal from it and not have to deal with it in your life anymore. Rest and stillness and quiet and sitting with yourself, being honest with yourself and looking inside yourself, that's how you're going to do it. That's one of the only ways, if not the only way, I think, to get started with it, is to make yourself sit down, to make yourself be still and be quiet, and to be honest and to look inward, and also, you got to shake off judgment. I don't think about too much what other people think about the way I live my life, because I'm living my life. And if I wasn't living it this way, I might not be living it at all. And I, not to be dramatic, I am pretty dramatic, but I don't say that to be dramatic. It's just the truth. I figured some things out and they worked for me, and I'm alive and I'm grateful and I'm thriving, and I want that for you. So if you're able to take a rest day, take a rest day, shut the world out, turn the devices off, stay off social media, get in the bed with a good book or some, even some low volume meditation music is, okay, and enjoy that day, enjoy that time, get to know yourself. You'll start to feel, I think, more balanced. You'll start to feel more able to give when your cup is filled. So try it out and let me know what you think. I'm gonna go take a nap and we'll chat later. Bye.